Yeah, it looked pretty good. It's going live in a second. They were right there. Let's get some time. YouTube.
You don't want this full screen? Does it matter? Ready?
Subscribe, like, and follow our show, Bring It to the Table podcast, where you will hear hot topics that couples face in relationships. And while you're at it, rate us and leave us a review. We want to hear from you. Table combos right here and Bring It to the. Let's talk about it. As a married couple, can you still be friends with your ex? How do married couples deal with their exes when there are children involved? Are there rules in that? This week we will have all that and more. So share your ideas with us and bring it to the table. This interactive show is live broadcasted on YouTube every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, hosted by celebrity power couple Christopher Tiptoe Williams and Mauricio Williams. So let's get started. Bring it to the table.
All right. Welcome back. It's been a good hot minute since we've been on. We have missed you.
Happy New Year, everybody. What's going on?
It has been a while.
Yeah, it has been.
Hopefully everybody had wonderful, safe holidays. And
Man, it's raining out here in California, man. Today
I know.
It's crazy.
It hardly ever rains out here. You know the song, it never rains.
In Southern California. Day is late line because it's raining.
Day around the day. It just don't feel the same.
No, it don't feel the same. But guess what? Some people are doing far worse than we are around the country, you know?
This is true.
Yo, I want to send a shout out to our producer, Dare Alkins. He's back in town. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dare. What's up, Richard D?
What up?
We appreciate you, everything you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Ones and twos.
Yeah, he's been out on vacation for 2 weeks, so that's why we were delayed.
Vacation and business, you know, and he runs a successful record label, so he's always on the go, man. He's a producer.
Yes. So, for those of you that are joining us for the first time tonight, this is our recording for our podcast. And so, welcome to our podcast. We're taking us on the go. We talk about everyday topics that couples face in relationships. So, tonight's topic is.
It's a juicy one.
It can be viewed in different ways. So, we're going to kind of touch on different things. So tonight we're going to talk about, can you still be friends with your ex while you're married?
Can you still be friends with your ex while you're married?
Or would you consider your friends, your ex, your friend? Would that make a difference?
Well, it depends on how you look at the relationship, you know. Some people are comfortable with it, some people are not. But so today we're going to talk about a couple of different things that, you know, pertains to couples. They deal with it. Because there are certain types of ways that you have to deal with your ex if you're in a relationship, when you're married, would you say?
Yes, because there's different variables. If kids are involved, then it's different dynamics.
Yes.
And how you need to remain cordial and interact. And if kids are not involved, then that's a whole different ballgame.
That's a super.
So, I mean, there's that have open relationships where it's cool, everybody friends. They were maybe all in a friend group before, so everybody kind of know each other. So how does that work when you were dating somebody in a friend group and then you're not dating them anymore and you marry somebody else, but all y'all still friends and y'all still kind of hang out?
Yeah, to me, it's kind of crazy and psychological. It kind of sounds that show, remember Friends that used to come on?
Yeah.
At one time and another, they all dated each other at once upon a time. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Except for the guys, but yeah, they all kind of different ones in the group, and they all still friends.
Yeah. I didn't really watch that show, but I mean.
I did.
That kind of could get a little dicey. I
It
just,
to me, at the end of the game and all day, it just depends on respect, and
this is true.
respect for those others, whatever union they have. The difference between right and wrong. You step out of bounds, you feel me? You got to deal with it. That's between you and the good Lord.
Yeah, so we want to go ahead and just acknowledge a couple of our viewers before we get what we're going to talk about tonight. That is on our live Facebook group tonight.
Oh, that's cool.
So we have welcome Sonia, welcome Mike, Anastasia, I'm sorry, Tracy, welcome Paula, welcome Willie. Hey, all right. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. And so before we get going, I know this has been. Let's talk about what's been real quick.
You already know what's going. The hot topic.
What?
Hot topic for the day is. You know what I'm talking about? You already know. R. Kelly.
Yeah, even though it's not part of our topic, but
it's a trending thing. Right
it is very trending. And so surviving R. Kelly. I have not caught the whole series. You're falling asleep. I haven't recorded, but I just haven't had time to watch it. But I'm telling you, it is pretty sick.
I've watched it, and there are kind of different ways. Before you say it's sick, you know what I'm saying? You got to kind of look at what's going on. Like everybody that's a part of it was involved in it.
Yeah.
And to me, at the end of the day,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, but don't get me wrong, I'm not condoning what R. Kelly has done as far as him being a grown man, taking advantage of young women. That's not in my understanding. But as far as the parents and things like that, some of them parents, they allowed that man to, spend quality time with their own daughters. Like we already knew what happened before when he allowed it.
Mm-hmm. I guess you could say that it's the same like when those people were letting their kids spend time with Michael Jackson.
Okay.
And then they want to have a problem with it. I mean,
yeah,
you just trust him like you just know him. He's a celebrity. Oh yeah, you can take my kid. Oh well, okay.
No.
And then when allegations come up, then you have a problem. Who you let your kids go around and be with, and even with some family members, you just really have to be careful these days. I mean, you just don't know
all the time.
Yeah, so
yeah, that's one. What I'm saying? R. Kelly, everybody's talking about that. He's all over the news. Wake up in the morning, Good Morning America, you name it. So it'd
be interesting to see how it pans.
Yes, sir.
So let's get on, and with further ado, let's talk about this topic today.
Great.
You want to get started?
Well, let's talk about it. It is fairly common for people to maintain contact with their former romantic partners. But what happens when do you maintain that contact with that ex, or do you cut them out? I'm asking you that. What are your opinion on that? Do you maintain that contact, or do you?
I do not maintain contact.
Okay.
I don't think it's a problem with their family members, because do we know how long you have developed a relationship and a bond? As long as everything was okay and cordial, I can still be friends. I'm not gonna do what I was doing in a relationship, but if I see you, I'm gonna speak to you. I'm not gonna act like, oh, I don't know you. You don't exist anymore. I'm not you and checking on you and doing all that. But if acknowledgments are needed, like birthdays, anniversaries, or sickness or death in the families like that, reaching out and giving your acknowledgments, I don't think that that's a problem.
I'm glad you brought that up, because if you break up with somebody, but what person again? But like you said, that person had a relationship with your family. So, do your family supposed to cut this person off, or are you kind of engaging with this person, knowing that you walked away from this person and you didn't want to have anything else to do with it. But this person still loves you, so they try to kind of go through, stick around and see you. How would that make you feel? Would that be uncomfortable for you like that at that time?
Well, it's not going to be uncomfortable for me because I'm going to set the record straight with everybody. So if I'm seeing somebody else or whatever, I'm going to bring them around. If you choose to, if my family wants to still invite you and you going to be feeling and looking kind of crazy because I have nothing to lose.
Okay.
I mean, not nothing to lose, but I don't have anything to hide. The person I'm in a relationship is already going to know, hey, this is the situation of how my family react. But if it's an event that I'm throwing or I'm giving, I can't control who's coming.
Well, I think you said the key word. You said the person that you're involved with. So as long as that person is not in the blind, I don't think that it'll be a problem because that person willingly had a choice to say, hey, you know what? I can't deal with nobody extra coming. I can deal with it now that you told me, so I know what to expect when I do see that.
Yeah, it's nothing like not knowing.
Yeah.
And you were out and about and you didn't know this person you've been in the person you're in a relationship with has is in the same vicinity and y'all speaking and that kind of will make you feel a certain type of way, I believe.
Well, look, I did a case study, right? And it was by Miss Lindsay Rodriguez. Her and her colleagues serve romantic relationships to determine how they communicate with their exes, why they maintain contact, and what they says about their current relationship. So about 260 undergraduates who have been with their current partners for at least a month and had previous relationships and lasted, about at least 3 months. They found that all those students kept in touch with their ex. And for the vast majority, over 90%, this communication began within a couple of months of the breakup, at least once every couple of months. So most people, didn't communicate with their ex too often, but a small subgroup, 13%, had contact with their exes sometimes.
I think that can be very unhealthy if you are still communicating with your ex that frequently. Because what happens is if you and your other or the new person you're in a relationship with, if y'all have a disagreement or argument or whatever, if you are still in contact with your ex that much, so are you gonna call your ex up and be like, oh, such and such, oh, we just got into it, da 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 da. Oh, they did? Oh, yeah. And that goes down the wrong path.
So I'm glad you said it. So in that case, what kind of relationship would that be if you have to connect about what you want?
That's dysfunctional.
Yeah, it's very
That's
dysfunctional.
Just no other way to put it.
Yeah.
It is very dysfunctional.
And unhealthy.
Yeah.
Because think about it, this person, you kind of telling this person what's going on in your relationship now, and this is the person that you broke up with.
Yeah.
And
if it was good, you wouldn't have broke up.
Yeah, I feel you. But a lot of people actually do this.
Yes. For our viewers that are out there with us, let us know how you feel. Do you think it's okay that you can still have a relationship with your ex and be married, or do you think it's not healthy, or it's just not? It's what do you think?
I mean, we want to ask the people out there, chime in with thinking. Is it cool to have an ex still be around while you are married? And is it cool to have that person in a relationship? So yeah, let us know. And then this is we want to talk about this is for people with no children, couples with no children. But then we're going to get into it later on about couples with children that are coming from other marriages. Is it still cool? And Do you guys communicate things like that? So we'll talk about that too later on as we get into the show.
Yeah, so if you are, here's my thought. Okay, so when you were with your ex, y'all guys decided to break up for whatever reason. Things weren't good because that was the whole reason that you broke up. So if it was good, you wouldn't have broke up, but obviously it was a problem. So that's where you're at with it. So you broke up. So during the time when y'all broke up, you couldn't stay or her, you hated the guts, it was just, oh, you didn't want to have nothing to do with them. But then after a period of time and you're in your new relationship, you're friends with them now.
Well, I got another stat for you. Sometimes when you break up with, stats say that when sometimes people break up with each other and let go of their significant other, is sometimes because of sex. Because the sex was good. So you keep this person close by just in case this one don't work out.
So relationship just on sex.
Hey, it happens. Some girls over here, the women say, girl, the dick is good. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Well, yeah. But that's not it. To me, I feel like that's a relationship without substance.
Of course, unhealthy.
It's okay for the moment, but for what? Like 10 minutes, 30 minutes. Like, what happens after that? Okay, so all right, we had just amazing, just sex. Okay, now we back to what? Reality. Okay, so now you still haven't.
That's when they go back home to their husbands or their wives. Like that. And they think it's cool, you know what I mean? I'm a believer in God.
I think that's just a cop out and just settling because you are not getting everything that you want.
But you know what is that we all try to do things like that in the dark, and like we just hide it, but God sees everything. So at the end of the day, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what you're doing.
I think if everybody just lived by the golden rule of if I can have a conversation with you and my husband or my wife is in the room, then we good.
Yeah, we're good.
If I can say if we just at a level where I don't know why you would be calling or whatever. It has to be rules and boundaries set for this. You can't be calling after no certain period of time and no nighttime because that's I think that there definitely has to be communication between all parties if you're still remaining friends. I think it also has to do with a certain level of maturity too.
Yeah.
Because as you grow and you get older, you learn, okay, this relationship wasn't good for me. It wasn't healthy. So you decided to get out of that relationship, but it wasn't good for you and they did you wrong or you did them wrong or whatever it may have been. But over time, you can still be cordial.
Of course.
And that just comes with growth, I believe. It doesn't mean you have to hate them, but you don't have to have communication. Like, what about being Facebook friends?
Yeah. I mean, you know, as long as you know, my whole thing is this right here. When you took a vow under God. So you know what they say. If you're not living it the right way, then guess what's going to happen? It's going to come back and it's going to hit you. So if you're doing wrong, and in your heart you know you're doing wrong, believe you and me, it's going to come back on you. But if you're righteous and you do right things and you respect others, then hey, guess what?
Well, yeah. So, hi, Aunt Rhonda. I see you've joined us. Marion, thank you for joining us.
Hey Maria, how you doing? Long time no see. How's everything going?
Okay. So, the topic of
I think that right now we might be dealing with a little.
the screen is frozen. Yeah, we're having some technical difficulties. So it will probably kick back in and we'll just continue. We are on live stream on YouTube as well, so you can go
Yes.
ahead and go to our YouTube.
Click that link and you can see us live on YouTube as well. It's on my page, on the front page. I sent everybody a link.
Okay.
But yeah,
So I just think that don't try to be secretive and have communication with your ex and your spouse not knowing. If you're still gonna be if you're gonna be friends and you feel like that y'all left on good terms, but maybe it was just that you two didn't work out. You can just agree to disagree and part ways and in terms, and you just feel that y'all are not at the same space in life,
Right.
and so you can part ways that way.
Yep.
So you get into another relationship, you get into a marriage, but you and your ex are still friends. I think that's a conversation that you should have with your spouse and make sure that they know. So
yeah, long as communication, respecting each other and talking as adults, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You feel me? Because it's just all about respect.
cool that you. Well, I don't know. I maybe shouldn't open that can of worms.
I mean,
But I was just gonna say, you know, if you can't tell your spouse where you're at,
yeah, then you
see, or your spouse can't see your phone, or you deleting messages and pictures with your communication from your ex, then some that's some shady kind of stuff going on.
yeah, that's the reason why you have to have
So that sounds like some ulterior.
yeah, of course. Then you got a sneaky individual. You know what I'm saying? Can't do anything like that. Like I say, it's crazy. Some people, they get married with a what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that was my next point. Remembering that you took vows and under God, and this is your union, so you shouldn't really have to be friends with the ex unless you have children involved.
True that. Now, children you most definitely need to have, with because it's not at that particular time, it doesn't be about us as parents. It becomes about the children and what. So everybody should be involved, especially, if you have a child by another man or another woman, everybody should be involved with each other, because if they take them out of the scenario and focus on the kids, then everything will be good. But so many people keep themselves in the scenario, like me, and it's not about you no more.
Yes.
But I can respect you because you are the mother or you are the father of my spouse, or you know what I'm saying? So I think at that time, everybody should be on one page, because again, it takes a village to raise these kids.
Most definitely. I think the adults have to take their feelings out of it.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with you on that. And if you do that, then the ultimate goal is to make sure that the children are and the children will be okay, and the kids win. So they are gaining an additional set of family to love them just as their biological family.
Yeah.
And so you should be able to coexist and you should be able to and come together for the holidays and it not be such a stressful time during the holidays where you got to have holidays on a certain before you got to celebrate the holidays before the holidays just because your ex is being a stickler about the kids and they can't come get them from your house, you can't come get them from their house.
Right.
It's just a very nasty situation. When
I don't understand how something like that cannot. Two people break up, they break up. Now, don't get me wrong. It depends on how they broke up. Some people might have been abused. Some people might have verbal abuse. How they broke up. Now, if they broke up like that to where that person is bitter and that person just hates your guts, then yeah, you're gonna have a hard time trying to cordial with an ex when it comes to dealing with the kids because they still got their feelings wrapped up in it. Unlike they move on and then once they move on and stop worried about it, we good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel you now.
well, yeah, but there's like stipulations in place when they have like domestic violence type thing. Supervised visitation and things like that. So, I mean, that's a little different. But if none of that was involved, then to coexist, and you guys should have a conversation when it's time to celebrate for the kids, for their birthdays, graduation, and things like that. You guys should come together and celebrate the child together.
Okay.
What do you think? I
mean, of course. I mean, I think that's, a perfect. It just depends on the people and
You don't think that's you say a perfect world. You don't think it's a reality world?
yeah, if I had to put a percentage on it, maybe about 5%. People are doing it, but the rest aren't trying to have any association with their exes.
I would have to agree with you.
Even together, it's always seems to be a struggle to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I think it deals. To me, at the end of the day, if it's like that, I think it stems back to someone that's still.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? Or they hadn't progressed in their own life after the marriage. So they kind of still bitter because what used to be was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes, I definitely agree with you on that. I remember seeing a while back. Do you remember in the blogs that the time when Will Smith had took the vacation with Jada and his ex-wife? They were on this boat. Do you remember that picture?
Yeah, they was all together.
Yeah,
the family.
yeah. That's what made me think about. I mean, they must be all like cool.
If you have a child, I have a child, and the children are by someone else, that person is still their child's father or mother. So they're still a family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you have a family way of looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If we didn't work out, sorry, we didn't work out. But we can be the best of friends because we know each other.
Co-parenting.
Plus we're co-parenting for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, so many people they put their feelings into it and they miss out on a lot of good years that could have just been all the energy to raising the kids together and having fun and doing things for the holidays. And the kids will grow a little bit different too because they don't have to deal with the negativity or disrespecting the mother or talking bad about the dad.
Mm-hmm.
The kids will be more healthier. So
that's key.
Yeah, so statistics show that kids that are in a healthy environment, they normally communicate well. When they're after facing different adversities in the world.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It doesn't put added stress and pressure on them to make them have to feel like they have to choose where
Right.
they want to be and who gets the better gift, and just people can be petty.
Yeah.
it's just really crazy. So I think that is very key.
We got some people online who
Yeah.
who came and joined us. We saw about that earlier, folks. A little technical difficulty, but we're back. I see we got Willie Moore came back and joined us. We appreciate that. Shamika T. Leonard is in the house. Yeah.
Okay.
Shamika, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey, really? That's the latest sound. Happy- So cool. What else we got? What else we got, man?
Well, I think that's all that I wanted to talk about on that. So I guess just to recap, just most importantly is being honest, being truthful, mutual respect is key.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to be friends, or make sure your spouse, if you can say, "Hey, babe, I'm running over Joe Blowhouse after work," or you out and about, you seen Joe Blow, "Oh, we finna go have some drinks." If you can handle that, and they okay with that, hey, then
And that means that significant other trusts you. See, it's one thing for a person to trust you. It's another thing for that person to lose that trust. Once
yeah, that's hard to get back.
when you lose that trust, it's like deflating a balloon and taking the air out of it. So my thing is, you have a wife or a husband, and you are friends with your spouse. Bring it to the table. Have a conversation
Yeah.
with everybody involved. Yeah, let's bring it to the table. Let's focus on that.
Yeah.
But when you get
Come up with a plan how you're gonna move forward,
right,
and then everybody will be on the same page.
and involved,
Yeah.
then when you go have a drink cocktail about you and that person might be talking about, then that's when you guys can make that decision. Then
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So cool. Well,
All right. So
I see some people just joined us.
yes.
Hey, Miranda just joined us.
Yep.
Hey, Miranda.
Let me see here. Next week, what we're going to talk about. So we're back on our routine now. Every Monday night, 9 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time, we will record on YouTube and Facebook. So follow us on those to our podcast. If you ever want to join in our conversations, you are free to join us there. Otherwise, we will see you on the go.
Oh yeah, and tell all our listeners on our podcast on iTunes. We're on Apple. What are we on? Google Play, Spotify. We're on everything out there right now.
Yes.
Bring it to the table. We're doing really good.
Bring it to the table podcast.
Yeah.
So you can find us on there, and you can also catch up on all the past episodes if you haven't been up to date with us.
I got a question for everybody right now that's watching. Let me ask you, is it cool to still be have a friendship or relationship with your ex if you're married with children? Come on, we want to answer. We want to hear from you guys before we go.
Let's see some yes or
Yeah, let me
no's.
see something. Let us know.
Activity. We gave our input and our views on how we feel, and now we want to see. If you have a point of view you would like to share, we want to hear from you.
Yes, we want to hear from you. What do you think? Tell us what's up. Do we got any questions anymore?
No. So next week, what we're going to talk about is, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Is paying the bills just enough? Yeah.
Wow, that's is paying the bills just enough?
I pay the bills. What else more do you want from me?
Yeah, of course. You know, I know y'all heard that before.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I pay the bills.
Get off my back.
Man. You know what I mean?
Let me go. I want to go hang out with the guys.
I want to go get my nails.
I want to go on the girls trip.
Oh, girls. Speaking of girls trip, you got to go do your girls trip this year.
Yeah. I gotta get one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, ladies,
I
go.
got a couple of them. I gotta do one with the A's. I'm like the young one but I feel like I'm the young one with my older A's. We all talk on the phone.
All the time.
We be like the old lady gang.
Shout out to Aunt Rhonda. Shout out to Aunt Linda.
Yes. Whoop whoop.
Oh, my. So I guess the night of if it's cool or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? I see Paula. Is that Paula chimed in too?
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, Miss Paula.
All right. So that's what we're gonna talk about next. Taking time to hang out with us, enjoy us. I hope you enjoyed something we talked about.
Hope it was helpful.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure you go ahead and if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and do that. We are promoting that YouTube channel, and share this post with your friends. As listeners, like it and share as well.
Please do that. Yo, I want to send a shout out to our producer, Darren Hopkins. Yo, take us out.